right, so we're going to build some lists, and these lists are going to be for roofing leads, roofing telemarketing, roof repair, roof replacement, maybe a hail damage area or an area that had some tornadoes. Roofers have a pretty good bucket of leads to pull from because physics doesn't lie. If there is a storm and the object falling from the ground is a certain weight and height, it's going to hit a roof and cause damage. And we can see that some of the biggest populations of this are right in this area right here, from Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, obviously to northern Texas, I said Missouri, Tennessee, not so much in Tennessee, more so over there. We have Alabama, right over here, Mississippi, I think it's Arkansas. That's Arkansas, yeah. Where's this Arkansas? Either way, you get the idea. One of these are Denver, Colorado. There's Colorado. So, point being is, if you target an area that's prone to storms, such as, I don't remember which one's Indiana. I apologize to you guys in Indiana. I have to look this up. Indiana. Oh wow, I knew it was near. So we have Indiana all the way up here. So we can see right in this little area we've got some storms. But for purposes of this, I'm gonna go and select Indiana. So over within here, we have tens of millions of leads. And when I use the word lead, I'm calling it a consumer lead, a homeowner lead, a business lead. And we do have other sorts of leads that are opted in with a token that are dedicated for, let's say, insurance sales, or dedicated for solar sales. So these are higher intent, they're all older, they're over a year old, but solar, you only need solar once, and there isn't really any indication of this guy, this household is primed for solar. Unlike looking at a map and be like, wow, there was just a massive storm over in this area right here. I think it's Arkansas. Mississippi. Oh, I forgot all about Mississippi. Sorry, that's Mississippi right there. So if you were in Tulsa, right over here, and yes, I do know where Tulsa is, you're about a 2-hour drive in all directions. So if we were going to draw a circle, we reach about this area, or where the storms are. So someone reasonably in this area is able to make it here, is able to make it here, is able to make it to northern Texas, is able to make it over to Arkansas, like the whole state of Arkansas, and then getting into bits of Mississippi, Louisiana, Indiana right up here. So why are we doing this? Because there's no reason to spend dollars significantly more for someone who said, I might want my roof replaced, when you can buy your data and homeowner leads directly from us, and it will end up costing you half a penny per record. Just use the rule of thumb that if there was a hailstorm, or if there was a tornado, well, If you give them a call in the next 3 months after the tornado with a direction on their area, they probably, good chance, still need some work done on their house. The insurance hasn't come in yet, evaluations, assessments. So you want to get ahead of that. And to get ahead of that, you can obviously know that, okay, there was just a tornado on this date and time. So I am better off looking at leads that are in southern Mississippi or northern Louisiana. So all right. So now that we just went over those maps to get a good indication of where you want to start marketing, calling or door knocking, texting, email marketing, direct ads on Facebook or YouTube or Google, you name it. So we're looking for a demographic of homeowners. So maybe we want to look for very specific states. So we mentioned that I wanted to do Indiana earlier. So we have Indiana, and just like this, we can go filter down to the state we're looking for. So you'll also notice there are some switches, and we'll just hit search first. And as you see, we have 1 million homeowners that are here. Now we have the option to filter email, phone number, mobile, cell phone, anything of that nature. So we're going to go filter to make sure every lead that we download has a cell phone. And as you saw, I just hit that switch right there. I hit search. And now we can see there is 785,000 homeowners that have a cell phone. You'll notice that some of these fields are NA. That's because the source in Indiana did not have exactly what it is that filled these blanks in. We're slowly filling it in. You can take a look at other states like Florida. The details about the property size, the home size, bed, bath, the year that the home was purchased, the price that the home was purchased for, what they paid in taxes. So we can see this address here at a 3,000 square foot home in Miami. So, and this pop-up keeps coming up. I apologize for that. Let me do something about this. 500 seconds. So, and obviously we can see further what the assessed price was, the taxes, size of the home. So we can go off and just for an example, we're going to go look for people who, this is an interesting one, right? We want to find people who were born on Long Island but moved to Florida. So if you have a landline, the way that records work is even when you were born, there was a landline at the address that you were born in. This landline follows you for life. So if you move from New York at age 5 years old, you will always have that phone number tied to you. So I just did a search with people who started with phone numbers in the area code 516, which would indicate Nassau County, New York. And this example didn't work. So let me do a different example because I just tested this one. So we're going to go look for people who were born in Los Angeles but moved to Arizona. what I found and what I see people do is they will work this specific filter to find people for solar, because a lot of people in the state of California know everything there is to know about solar. We can also see there's some purchase years. So if we want to try to find someone recently who just moved into Arizona from Los Angeles, California, we can go take a look at the house and say, okay, we want something that was purchased in the last 10 years. It's going to be a very small list, but the point is, when you come up with specific niches and angles of attack, such as you just bought your house 10 years ago and you're from Southern California, this is a great example of, hey, you must know about what's all the different rebates and all the different solar options, because California was the first to do it for the most part. Arizona's doing it now to the extent that California was a decade ago. So this sales agent, this energy consultant, has found it to be a lot easier to pitch someone in Arizona if they came from California. It was just a very unique perspective. Another thing that we might want to take a look at is size of the roof. So if you're specifically trying to look for those $1 million homes in Texas, let's say, around Dallas and that whole outside area, so we can see that, again, we have the ability to select other states. We'll go off and we'll go pick Texas. And we're not just going to pick Texas, we're going to look for more affluent homeowners in Texas. So let's say we're looking for an average income over $80,000 a year. Hey, once again, we want to find people that moved from Los Angeles. I like that example. I'll just use it for some other stuff too. So let's see who moved from Los Angeles to Texas. And we can see that there are 1,400 people that have a cell phone that came originally from Los Angeles, a suburb of Los Angeles, the 323 area code, and that they did move to Texas. We can also recognize that they moved to Texas in the last 10 years. And we can also recognize that they make an average income of $80,000 per year, minimum. You can also see that we do have the ages of all the homeowners listed available. And you may notice sometimes two people. That information is like that because two people own the home. So that comes directly from the government records that indicate who purchased the home, when, for how much. And more often than not, we will get almost all the homeowners listed. So we do our best to find as many primary contacts who can make a decision on the property as possible. Sometimes you'll see like a trust fund, but more or less, it's always trying to target to the cell phone and to the email. So the emails work really good for email marketing, and the addresses also work really well for direct mail. So this system allows you to resell the leads if you don't need to use them for the day. You can hit buy list, select how many you want, we'll name it. Texas homeowners who moved from California 323 area code. And then I'm also going to select which email I want to sell it to. So you have the ability to add one extra email account that actually lets you resell these leads for profit. So I'm going to go off, I'll save my list. I'll get a little notification right here indicating that I have successfully saved my 250 leads. Then if I want to access all of my saved lists, I can go over to my tab purchase lists. And the benefit of working with us is we allow you to access your lists that you save for life. So if you stay subscribed with us, you don't have to repurchase the same lists. You can easily go navigate and say, okay, I want to get these contracting licenses. So the more accurate you are with organizing and arranging these specific leads you're looking for, you'll always be able to re-access these and you'll never have to repurchase them. So a lot of people have found a lot of success reselling what they've already purchased and being able to make profit off of it. We really try to equip you with all of the tools necessary to be successful. So we can see just like this, if you want to add an email, you can go off, type in a new email address, hit add, and now you can sell leads to that dedicated email address. This also works very well for solar energy, plumbing services, real estate services, refinancing. We just, for this use case, did roofing as an example with the tracking of storm functionality. We do have almost every state in the country. There are some missing, but we're constantly adding more. Like, for instance, one example, Wyoming is missing. So if you're looking for Wyoming, I don't think you're going to find anybody. That's like 1% of the population. So, and you see, like, this is blank, it's only 71. But we're constantly uploading, we're constantly updating. Our system that we built, proprietary, enriches and skip traces all of this information weekly. So if by chance your target's phone number changed, or your lead's email changed, or maybe the ownership of the property has changed, you will not have to worry about that. 90% of all of our leads are connected to a cell phone and go directly to that person. So you will not have any gatekeepers. You won't have to have any ambiguous games. Just make sure when you are contacting these people that you're addressing them confidently. Don't say, hey, is this person? Hey, is this Mrs. Williams? Hey, is this Mrs. Jackson? No. You need to be like, hey, Miss Jackson, how are you today? This is Brian, just giving you a call to see if you had any problems with your roof. You worked out okay with that storm? Now she knows you know a lot about her. As soon as you start giving her some indication that you might not know who she is, average person is going to say, oh, no, wrong number. Happens all the time. I can go through as many call center recordings as you want. Even if it is Miss Jackson. If you ask if it's Miss Jackson, she's going to say no. The reason why I say this is because coming from the financial world, if you're a debt collector, or if you're trying to collect money, you need to get a recording of the person saying, yes, this is Mrs. Jackson. Why? Because you're actually acknowledging that you owe the money. So if you address somebody like that, if they have ever owed debt to a bank or a credit card company, they will know that you might be a debt collector and hang up the phone. So one thing I really want people to consider whenever they're doing this is, do I sound scary on the phone? Would I hang the phone up on myself? Because if the answer is yes, Now you know why you're not getting sales, appointments, live transfers, anything of that nature. In the next few updates, there's going to be an integrated email marketing system hooked up to ChatGPT. With ChatGPT, you'll be able to write your emails, send direct mail. You will also be able to automatically map hailstorms to zip codes without actually looking at the map. We have all these new features coming out. Additionally, this whole system you see here is a white label that you can license as your own business. There are a lot of different roofing apps, solar apps that help salespeople do better. And we are bringing all of those features and tools as a licensable white label business. So maybe you're tired of going up on roofs. You've had enough. Been doing it a long time. By the time you're 40, your back hurts. There's a lot of young guys out there, and you know a thing or two. They don't know about hail. So now you get to offer them this software for a monthly subscription at your own prices. You get to sell to the roofers. You get to sell to the adjusters, to the real estate agents, to the solar energy companies, to the plumbing companies, to the general contracting companies, you name it. You are in the field of home renovation. You know all the wheels and all the things to know after doing it for 20 years successfully. So now, take all that knowledge, brand your own business, brand your own domain, and be able to train all those people out there that are trying to do what you did, how you can start a successful roofing or solar company. One last thing I'll go over is we have an FAQ page. So any questions that you have, these update frequently. You can start a free trial. By starting a free trial, you are able to get 3 days worth of leads for free. You are not charged when you start the trial, and we give you a very easy ability to cancel the account to not get charged without speaking to us. We've been users of software, and we hate speaking with people to not get charged. We went out of our way, and you can just hit the cancel button right here, and you'll instantly cancel your plan. Mine expires in 2035. If you choose to sign up, you can click your Start 3-Day Trial, enter your billing information, and click Submit. That will then bring you right into the portal so that you can start customizing your leads, lists, data, and sending it to yourself or selling it to other roofing companies or marketing agencies so that they can capitalize on storm damage in various states. And one little last thing, I'm also throw in that if you want to find other contractors, because let's say there's a job you need done in a state that you are not in. So we can look by industry codes. So roofing contractors are right here. There's over 99,999 codes. So instead of me having to look them all up, I'm going to ask, can I have 10 other similar NAICS codes, comma separated, so I can copy and paste into my CRM. So I use ChatGPT for this. It's forget about writing content, just Makes life really easy instead of having to So, I mean, I'm telling it to do comma separated because then I can take this whole list and I'll go over to my business leads over here. And we can go search up the industry codes. So without having to, we can put up to 100 in one search. So when we hit this search button, and you can see I typed in something wrong. Now let's do that. So in our software at this very moment, there's 147,000 contractors and businesses in those industry codes. Plumbing, plastering, painting, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, tiling. So you get the idea that you have the ability to really build the list you need. So the best way to use this system is to come up with very niche, unique ways of presenting to people. People get a lot of phone calls, a lot of texts, a lot of emails, a lot of pieces of mail. They see a lot of things in ads. So by just being a solar company or a roofing company isn't enough. One thing that we found, stupidly enough, that works really well is our little avocado. It's not much, but data is a very boring thing for the average person. But whenever we call people to let them know that we're calling them about data or calling them back about being interested in our data or leads, they end up recognizing us instantly when we say the avocado company. So no matter how small and insignificant, it makes a very big difference. And I would encourage those with ordinary companies that isn't specific like an iPhone to take advantage of something like this. ChatGPT is great for it. I'm just going to say real quick, can I have an avocado comic art style picture of the industries above? It's not like it used to be. You used to have to pay a graphic person, and you actually had to think for them and tell them what you want. I couldn't even explain most of the things that this machine comes up with. And then you say what you like, what you don't like. I like some of it. Can you now do a orange and green color palette and include DataToLeads? It's actually really good. I'm going to save this while I'm at it. Obviously, what I would say is put the business name over it, so that way it now creates the understanding of the roofing company alongside the branding of our avocado. Oh, wow, that's really good. That's really good. I'm saving this. That is really good. Do another one, but make DataToLeads size 24px. So 24px is just a larger font. This really has blown, that is really good. Like, see, this one looks like a crackhead. This one looks like it's glowing. Here's some facial exfoliation cream or sugar scrub or something. I need that for myself. Yeah, well, so in all these notes, technology is key. We went over how to use weather technology to generate roofing leads. We went over how to use Google Maps and all different maps to basically pick out where to select your door-to-door or telemarketing for the day. We went over ChatGPT, how to create memorable branding for your company other than just having a hammer or having a drill. Well, this all means something now because this, the brand, DataToLeads, or in your instance, your roofing company, just like that, guys, it literally changes everything about this image. You know exactly what this is trying to say. And it's very memorable. Like, oh, wow, that one has a big chin. That worked out pretty well. And now let's change it up again. Can I have another? But can you make it a mountain climber? Your creativity is what makes money. Elon Musk that was a pause I had to take. But his ideas in terms of breaking the window on the truck, you now remember a truck, pretty boring, getting a live demo and its window shattering. And just by mentioning that moment, everyone knows what the name of that truck is called. Creating memorable moments that allow you to really drive home that you are doing things differently. For instance, now can I have one cave snorkeling? End of the day, there shouldn't be excuses of, I'm not good at art, I'm not good at marketing. You don't need to be good anymore. You just need to know how to type on a computer and how to process what your sensories and your eyes see so you can think of something productive to do. And just in the last 20 minutes of doing this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 excellent branding pieces of art that I can now go in and plug into my website, plug into the ads I make within Facebook or Google or Instagram or LinkedIn. So I'll leave it off on that note. If you need to generate some really good roofing leads, homeowner leads, replacement, repair, you name it, just go to DataToLeads.com, select your free trial package right over here. Oop, that's the wrong area. Right over here. Right now, you get 1,500 leads a day, every single day. We are probably going to shrink this down as time goes on. We've just gotten out of our initial beta phase. So appreciate the time that you spent. Any questions, drop in the comments.